everyone. Welcome back to my art room. I'm Danae. I'm so glad you're going to join me for this Color Cube series. This is Color Cube volume number 2. And today's palette is 498, which is another beautiful cityscape. This time it's a night cityscape, so we have some really vibrant colors. I love this palette. I think it's going to be really successful. I'm starting here with black. This is the black I mixed myself. It's a base of black. And then you add whatever color you want to it. Now, this card says it's a dark teal, but to me, this looks deep blue. So I'm going to use Payne's Gray, which is a lovely deep colored blue. This one is teal. It's kind of a dark teal. It's one I mixed myself. And for Mimosa, I have this little Dina Wakley paint called Mustard. And I think this is a really close match. So I'm happy about that. Now for caramel, I'm going to substitute copper. I love to use metallics when I paint. This is a little sample bottle I bought from Amsterdam. And yeah, I think it's a nice match and it'll add a little bit of interest and shine. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I also have these mark making tools. There's a variety of things I pulled out, just kind of in that same color palette. And I will be working today in this mixed media book. It's Fabriano paper. I bought it from Hobby Lobby here in the United States, and it's 110 pounds. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to start with this little art crayon that I bought. It's Marabu art crayon in copper, and it's beautiful. I've not used it too much. It's quite transparent, but I thought I wanted to give it another try and kind of play with it and see what it would do for me. And here I'm just using my finger to see if it will spread out. And it did. It got all over my fingers, but it did spread and kind of created this really smooth shimmer. And here I'm just going to start with some mark making. I am letting myself be inspired by that cityscape and some of the shapes that I'm going to make, and just see what colors and patterns and interesting things I can make with my mark making tools. This is a NeoColor II crayon, and it is water soluble, so it will move when applied with water, and I really love it. It's a great art tool for me. I naturally gravitate towards really straight shapes. So, like the cityscape in general appeals to me. And so I'm just allowing myself to make those shapes. This was a little gelato that I bought and I haven't used much. So, again, I'm just trying to use some of these art tools that I don't use a whole lot. And it was too sheer. So I left off and switched tactics. But that place on top of the kind of the brown where I put that gelato, um, the gelato I think really should be on top, because as I paint over it later, I have a lot of trouble with the color sort of moving and not sticking. And I forgot that it was the gelato until I went back and rewatched this after editing, and realized that that was probably not a tool to use in one of the under layers. And here I'm just fixing it with some workable fixative. It does make the paint spread, or the crayon. So you can see now all those lines are kind of softer and a little bit blurred because the fixative, which will help keep them from continuing to spread, also makes them spread. So I try to use that to my advantage. And here I'm starting with my Payne's Gray, and I've just watered it down a tiny bit because I don't want it to be very opaque. I want it to be really light, and just kind of build up my layers a little bit slowly so that I can really see what's happening. And then I decide I really like the way this brush is making these kind of scratchy paint marks. So I add a few more of those, and here I've come in with even more water. If you don't like using water with your acrylics, there's a lot of mediums that you can use to achieve the same effect. You can use some airbrush medium. You can use, I just forgot the name of it, matte medium or gel gloss medium. And here I'm just showing you some of those fun marks. And because I was using water, I just wanted to wipe up some of the excess. So now I'm coming in with that mustard. Another color I haven't used a whole lot, or at least that specific paint, the Dana Wakley paint. I bought it because it was called mustard. And in volume number 1 especially, there is a lot of mustard. But it wasn't quite as good a match as I was hoping it would be. So I haven't used it much. So here I'm just, again, I'm playing with it. It's kind of a new material, and I just want to see what it will do. How can I spread it? How can I use it? And I think I'm coming in now. This is with the copper. I can see the shine now. I just love metallic paints. I love using metallic paints. And I love it when they're kind of in the background and you can just really see just this nice, warm, sort of shimmery look. So here I've put the Marabu crayon on top of where I had that gelato, and it does not spread now. Remember at the very beginning, I used my finger to spread it on the paper and it spread really well. But on top of that gelato, it did not spread. That was a Stabilo all pencil, and this is a water pen. This is a technique I love to use where I use the Stabilo all to make some marks, and then I come in with the water pen and I blur them out and kind of move the color around. Here I'm creating a little bit of shading underneath these shapes and just spreading it out. And then I'm going to do the same thing here on the bottom. And again, just being inspired by the shapes. I'm looking at that color card, it's in front of me, and I'm just letting that inspire my choices. And so I've got these kind of cityscape-esque shapes that I've drawn. And then I really liked the shading, so I want to enhance that look of kind of shadow. But again, I'm trying to keep my paints on the transparent side. Like I don't want a really opaque coverage. I want the layers to show through. So I'm trying to keep really thin layers of paint, which is this color scraper tool that I'm using is really good for this. It lets me scrape it on or scrape it off or scrape into it. And here I've just come in with some more of that copper. And there's some dried paint on the back of this palette knife. And so it left these really cool scratches, which I kept in. And here it is. This little corner here, I'm not fully committed to yet. I think it's looking a little barren, but I will address that after it dries. Well, I have let this dry completely and I've decided I really like it. I did add a tiny bit of that mustard to this side, this Dana Wakley mustard. Very sheer and very little, and I do like it better. It feels more complete now. Here is our inspiration palette. I think it looks really good. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I'm really happy. This was a fun project. I think it worked out really well. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. If you would like to watch some more, here are some good options.
Bye.